I got started in photography in 1968 when I borrowed a friend's camera to photograph Jimi Hendrix in concert in Kansas City. The following morning, I actually processed the film in my friend's darkroom, and when I saw the pictures coming up in the tray, I was hooked. One of the first people that really influenced me in terms of my photography was Helmut Newton, and although our styles were very different, his strong, bold, black and white images stuck in my mind, and I realized that was kind of the path I wanted to follow in terms of my imagery. When I first started taking pictures, I lit very broadly. Everything was open, everything was too accessible, and it left nothing to the imagination. It wasn't until I started taking the lights off the center of camera, leaving an interplay between the highlights and shadows, that I felt I'd started developing my style. And for me, the most important part is really the eyes. The eyes are really the window to the soul, and they're really what speak to me in terms of an image. I've always really been interested in black and white, rarely in color. I think black and white strips everything bare. When I started printing in the late 90s on my Epson printers, the color looked pretty good to me, but I was dead wrong with the black and white. I couldn't get the captures I was looking for. Eventually, I was able to get the D-Max I was looking for and the gamut I wanted with the new advanced black and white mode. It worked great. One of the things that was important for me was to be able to find a paper that I could basically print on that would recreate the look of my silver gelatin prints. And this was a challenge for Epson. A bunch of the engineers came to my house. I shared with them some of the papers that I was used to working on and the papers and the look and feel that I was looking for in a basically fiber-based paper. And ironically, they were actually able to recreate a paper that today prints better than my silver gelatin prints. With the new HDR inks for the 7900 and 9900 and the advanced black and white mode on exhibition fiber paper, I have everything I could possibly ask for in terms of creating an exhibition worthy of anything I ever printed in the days of using silver gelatin paper. The great thing about being able to print my exhibitions for touring is the fact that I can do them so quickly and so accurately. I have exhibitions touring right now in France, in Belgium, in Shanghai, Beijing. Irony is that when I get the discussion of what do they want, what are we looking for, I can print these exhibitions in no time. My files are all set, they're exact, my paper and my printers are always on the money, the D-Max is consistent, and I get my print shows out in no time. Although I capture in color, I usually do my conversions prior to using the advanced black and white photo mode, which ultimately gives me the contrast and tone I'm looking for. One of the really great things for me in printing on the 7900 and 9900 is that the accuracy of these printers is incredible. I have a studio in Los Angeles, and as well I have one in Mendocino, California, where I do printing at both locations. And I can be assured of taking the files to either location and printing between a 7900, which I keep up in my Mendocino home, or a 9900 in Los Angeles, and I will get exactly the same print results on either printer. One of the things I realized after 40 years working in the movie industry in Los Angeles was that I really needed an outlet. Mendocino offered me that outlet in terms of being able to work on my fine art photography and conduct and teach workshops. It's an area where I can get away and think about other things rather than just taking pictures of movie stars. Working with the 7900 and 9900 printers, I'm seeing the detail that I knew was in my files, but now I'm seeing it on paper. I'm not having to worry about all the technical stuff anymore. I can basically focus on my images and realize them on paper. Our legacy as photographers is the print. The print is the final and most important thing that we will leave as a lasting image of our careers.